Good evening tonight, folks, and welcome to the NAGP Driving School Ferrari Challenge. Coming to you live from the Hockenheim International Circuit. Actually, we're running the national layout, I believe the short layout. But tonight's race is pretty much a fun race primarily for the guys involved with the driving school. This is being was put together by Brad Maris. Brad is our lead instructor at NAGP and runs some great classes here at NAGP for the driving school. And well, tonight's just a night for the guys who participated this off season in the driving school sessions to show off the skills they've learned through Brad. I know Brad's busy bouncing back and forth trying to coordinate this thing, but yeah, it should be a fun night. We also got some really fast guys in here tonight looking to spoil everybody's fun, but well, tonight we're going to primarily focus on the driving school guys and Brad's talent at teaching here. So once Brad gets in here, we'll oh, there he is. So Brad is in the house. Brad, why don't you give the guys watching tonight a little rundown of, I tried to cover as much as we could, you know, as far as tonight's race, but why don't you get in a little more detail if you could.
Yeah, sure. Well, you certainly put a lot of pressure on me with the driving school, but it does take a village, as they say sometimes, and we certainly had some great instructors out helping the guys out. Rich Roman came out. David Poole has offered a lot of help in the past. Wyatt Gooden as well, and to a bunch of guys that came out and participated. And that's the main thing with the driving schools. Come out, get in there, and try to pick up a few extra tools maybe that we didn't have before. And I tell you, by and large, it helps me as much as it helps anybody else out. So it's good to get together and work on some of these things. So we do have a pretty good mix, actually, pretty good turnout tonight. We're going to flip it over here in just a minute or less to the qualifying session. These guys are running their own point systems, the guys in the school tonight, kind of tailored, hopefully, to where each one of these guys has a chance to go for that special school win, and then everybody else is just kind of racing for pride and victory. It'd be great if one of the school guys happened to come away with it. Nothing would make me prouder, of course. But other than that, I think it's going to be a pretty fun event, and I'm looking forward to seeing the kind of show that these guys put on. Let me flip this over here, Al.
Before you flip it over, Brad, we got a guy, Santana's, I don't know, but is he in a challenge car, or is he in?
No, he's not, Al, and I'm not sure exactly who this person is. We actually reset the server with a password when he showed up earlier, so I'm not sure about that. If we can do something about it and flip the session, maybe we should do that, Al. What do you think?
All right, let's see what we can do. Okay, it looks like he got the memo. Let's see if he leaves and comes back in a challenge car. If not, we'll give him the old heave-ho. Oh, there he goes.
All right, well, we'll give him a shot and see what's what here. In the meantime, I'll go update the guys real fast. So yeah, like I was saying, Al, they're actually pretty good crewing tonight. I'm glad to see that we had so many guys that weren't in the school as well. So it should be a pretty good battle here, I think. Do have some of those quick guys in there. Alex White certainly plenty quick, and Andres Prieto right there as well. Alex Scott put his time in at the school, so he could be in the early running here for that coveted school win. Currently there in third place, so nice time by Alex Scott early. Okay.
All right, sorry, Brad. I'm just for some reason I forgot my password to Twitch, so I can't respond to people's questions. So that's what happens when you take a little bit of a layoff. But we'll get that figured out sooner or later. But anyway, and another good thing about this tonight's fun race, it's a good way for us to kind of get rid of the rust from this off season we've had so far. But nonetheless, we're off to qualifying.
And speaking of knocking off, I'm sorry, Al. Speaking of knocking off the rust, I hear a rumor that there may be a few more fun events in store here right before we kick off our next season, which is due to come up shortly.
Yep, Thomas Schubeck's been working on a nice mod for us, which we're going to be featuring in the coming next week or so. So keep an eye out for that as well. It's going to be a little different from what we've run in the past. It's going to be kind of a blast from the past. So some old 60s muscle cars, and it's a great mod that he's put together. So we'll look forward to that. So hopefully the guys watching tonight, just let me know if the stream's coming through clean and crisp. It's a little choppy on my laptop, but I've seen that before, and it might just be me. So if whoever's watching can chime in, that'd be great.
Yeah, and I can give you some advance notice, Al, that it looks pretty good from where I'm sitting.
Alright, so we're on board now with Tom Schubeck. Participated in some of your classes. Brad, do you think he came away with any knowledge?
I think everybody did. Sometimes it's not so much really even necessarily picking something up that earns you that big time gain, but sometimes kind of understanding what's costing you a little bit of time here or there. And I think everybody had the opportunity to pick up a little bit of both. And you know what I've been seeing here since our classes developed and moved on was everybody picking up a little bit of that consistency. Okay, so maybe not making huge time gains, so some guys did a great job with that too. But everybody was able to pick up some consistency, and that's really key to speed moving forward.
Now we're watching Thomas Schubeck on this flyer. He run quite wide on the exit of turn 1, so this is the short version of Hockenheim. You see it breaks off here. Little double apex, and then pretty much bypasses that long, or cuts that straight in half for the most part. Then you back on to the other half of that 180, that kind of kink there, right? You rejoin right after a little kink there in the back, and then into the stadium section. So right along with Thomas Schubeck as he works his way through the stadium section. He's got a little bit of traffic up ahead, but shouldn't affect his lap.
Yeah, this track definitely presents itself as a pretty short track. Time's running around here in the 1:25 range here in qualifying anyway, and there will be some traffic to deal with. Not the type of full grid we ordinarily see here at our NAGP events, but still pretty full, so quite a bit of traffic out there.
I'll tell you what, 25 guys for a fun race is not too shabby. So we're right along with Dan Wilkerson. So Brad, offhand, who are the main players here tonight? Who are the guys that took part in some of those sessions you put together?
Well, I hate putting pressure on guys, but you know what? Part of this event is about pressure. Trying to make it somewhat close to real race conditions as as these school guys will kind of consider this their graduation day. I got to tell you, I was really impressed by one Jack Ivy, our resident Thursday night broadcaster. Jack really picked up a few things and really was one of those guys that gained huge chunks of time. I have to say, I saw quite a bit of speed here in the practice session from Jack Ivy as well. Alex Scott, of course, has been around for a while, a very good driver. He maybe is a little further along than some of the other students in terms of simulation experience. So Alex Scott, another guy to look for in this event. But I'm looking for Jack Ivy, other guys. I think Dan Wilkerson put in some very good effort there, and Matt Taylor as well. So I think all these guys have a legitimate shot, and particularly with our point structure, which we can mention here in just a few minutes, kind of tailored to these guys. So I got some special points in there which can kind of help maybe guys not quite on the pace still recover some points and earn them that school win.
So we're on board with Alex Scott. You saw Dan Wilkerson kind of lose it a little bit there in the stadium section, as these Ferraris are certainly not a favorite of mine to drive. It just does not suit my style, especially under braking. But you certainly picked a tricky car for these guys tonight. We've already seen a few guys either go into a few corners sideways or lose it altogether. But certainly a challenge.
Well, it is a challenge, and I guess we can all thank Rich Roman for that, who, of course, was helping out with the instruction this season. So I kind of, Rich and I were kind of talking about it. He suggested it, and I said, hey, that's great. They are a little twitchy at the rear end, and like you say, particularly under braking. But well, that's just part of the setup challenge tonight. You know, each race we do each week is a process, and we can see through our broadcast and our viewers as well, the guys just who have gotten in that practice time. So, you know, I'm assuming that these guys did get in their practice for this event, so they're going to be well aware of sorting out that rear end as best they can, and we'll see who's managed to do it.
So Alex Scott currently in P9. Let's see if he's able to improve. He does. He jumps up to P7. So Alex Scott bumps Dan Wilkerson back to 8th. Johnny Lugnut's rolling out of the pit lane, currently in P9. Mike Trussler currently running in 10th. He's just started his hot lap, about to go through that first split. And not too far off, only just under 3/10 off in Sector 1. Mike Trussler, a bit of hard luck in GT2 last season. Got caught up in quite a few incidents, not by his doing, but kind of wrong place at the wrong time for Mike. So I'm sure he's looking to bounce back this upcoming season and certainly put in some better results.
Yeah, I would think so, and we haven't seen Mike Trussler around too much during the course of the off-season, so I'm not sure if Mike had the opportunity to get a lot of practice in for this race, but it is a fun race after all, so some of the guys are going to be a little bit better prepared than others. Of course, we see three guys there at the top that are pretty well prepared.
Yeah, we pretty much got our usual suspects up near the front. Alex White currently in provisional pole with a 24.4. Reigning GT2 champion Andres Preto, our reigning GT1 champion, finished second in GT2, currently in P2 with a 25 flat. And Juan Monroy at 25.2. Juan really laying it down tonight. Rodrigo Triana, 4th. Monty Uren in 5th. Jaime Moore in the pit lane, he's running 6th. David Rowley, big slide, he's currently in P7.
So David Rowley making it out for a fun event on a Wednesday night, but not always making all those Monday events there, Al, as we noticed last season.
Yep, he is on on the other side of the pond, so it is quite late. So apparently he has time hearing his alarm clock some nights. So Chris Moses in P8. Alex Scott remains 9th. Mike Trussell's jumped up to P10. Serge Calderon in 11th. Nice run for Sergio. 12th is John Luden. John had a great season in GT1. Dan Wilkerson 13th. Sorry. Johnny Lugnut's currently 14th. Johnny about to finish his lap here. Let's see where Johnny ends up. Crosses the line. Moves up a spot to 13th. Bump Dan Wilkerson down to 14th. Matt Taylor.
Yeah, and you know.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to mention real quick, Johnny Lugnut's actually was showing some pretty good pace there in practice as well. I don't think Johnny had much practice for this race. So, yeah, Johnny Lugnut's. Nice.
Johnny's a seasoned veteran. Sure, it doesn't take much for him to get up to speed. Meanwhile, Matt Taylor, he's currently on an outlap, currently 15th. This is a 20-minute qualifying session. The race is going to be 30 minutes, so short one tonight. Just under 10 minutes to go here in this session. Gup Douglas, 16th. Giving somebody the business with the lights. Up 1.2 seconds off the seconds in the second split. Let's see what Guppa ends up here tonight. Ooh, big lurch. That's gonna hurt Gup's time here. Probably will not improve. Up remains 16th. Jack Ivey. Jack closing out his lap. Let's see where he ends up. So Brad, you're making your triumphant return to GT1 this season. That's the word on the street as Jack Ivey. Jack Ivey moves up 2 positions to 15th. So nice job by Jack.
Yeah, that's right, Al. It was only one season off there. Some real world events necessitated a little bit of a break, but looking forward to jumping back into the GT1 action this season and hopefully giving you and Moses a run for your money.
Shoeback doing some lawn mowing. He's in 19th. Mike Greatrix back in 20th. Jonathan Cuppett, 21st. Oh, Lou Mascarelli in the house. Liquid Lou running 22nd. Taking it way wide in the first corner.
Great to see Lou out. I was as surprised as anyone to hear him jump into our voiceover IP there. So it's great to have Lou around. Hopefully he'll be back and ready for the upcoming season himself.
Kevin Miller in 23rd. See where Kevin ends up. Kevin remains 23rd, 7 seconds off. He must have had a serious off. And Satanas. Not sure, I believe it's from France. He's in 24th. And Brad Maris bringing up the rear.
So, yeah, a special point system for these school guys here tonight. So they will be running with the first goal of finishing, really. So these guys are going to receive 20 points for just finishing the darn race. That seems pretty generous. 10 points for finishing on the lead lap. Now, generally the only way they shouldn't finish on the lead lap is if they throw the darn thing off track. So, or come to some bad end. You get a point for every lap within 1 second of your best lap tonight, so that could be critical for some of these guys. 1 point for every lap within 1 second of your best lap. Now running ×2 fuel and tires. A bonus point will go out to our school guy who qualifies among the best of the school guys. However, there are negative points that can be accrued in this race. Now, these guys are going to take a -3 point penalty every time they take all 4 wheels off track. Okay? So that could be important, and also you're going to get whacked with 5 points off for any intentional contact that you have out there. So we've got a whopping 5 points there, and then we have points for finishers among the school guys. So if there's 10 school guys out there, that the first guy to finish among the school guys first will get 10 points, and then 9, and so on. So points out there available for these guys, and I'm hoping it's fun and. Kind of coming up with a point system off the top of my head. I'm kind of hoping it works well to equalize all these guys out.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Brad. I hope it works because I am completely and utterly confused. So, but as long as you know how it works, that's all that matters. So Monroy in third, Triana fourth. Triana looking sharp here tonight. Marty Uren in fifth. Jaime Moore still in the pits, he's in 6th. John Ludden. Not quite sure how that last name's pronounced. I think it's Ludden. But he is in 7th. Rally 8th. Matt Taylor. Ooh, Matt Taylor. He's jumped up to the 9th position. So Matt.
Yeah, I just saw that, Al.
And Mike Trussler up into the top 10. Chris Moses has dipped back down to 11th. Just under 4 minutes to go here. Alex Scott in 12th.
Yeah, qualifying time versus race time, well, I guess they're going to end up being pretty close, but I guess these guys can get in a little bit of extra practice, if nothing else, here before our 30-minute sprint race to come.
My question is who's going to be the first one to set their Ferrari on fire? These are Ferraris after all, and they too tend to burn. So we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I don't think we got the pool organized, the betting pool organized in time for that, Al.
Well, Alex Scott takes a lot of that. Well, he's going to park it, but he's jumped up to 9th. So it just jumps out just ahead of David Raleigh. So good effort from Alex.
Yeah, you mentioned it, jumping up a couple, 3 spots there just by picking up a 10th or 2. These times extremely tight around this place.
Ooh, Raleigh with a big slide. So, Brett, are you actually driving tonight, or are you staying in the pit lane?
Well, it was my intention, Al, to kind of broadcast until you stepped up, and thank you so much for that, by the way. It's great that you would volunteer some of your time for that. Really appreciate it. But it was my intention to just kind of do that. So I hadn't really done much race prep or anything for this, Al. So I was hoping to kind of hang out here with you in the booth.
Oh, perfect. So meanwhile, Matt Taylor, we got just under Matt Taylor on an out lap. We got just under 2 minutes, about a minute and a half to go here. A lot of guys.
Yeah, time enough for one of these guys to just pick up an extra 10th or 2 and gain them about extra 5 spots or so. Oh, there's still positions to be picked up.
Currently following Sergio Calderon in the 14th position, about to complete a lap. Not sure if he's going to improve. He does not. Lugnuts has parked it. Oh, Krishna Khalili. Didn't see him. He is in the survey here tonight, currently 17th. Let's see where Krishna ends up. He's able to improve his time. No improvement for Krishna.
Yeah, we're keeping a close eye on the school guys, but of course there are other competitors in here, and Andre Sprito and Juan Monroy have really closed the gap to that Alex White time, so they're finding something late here in qualifying, and could make this quite a battle up toward the front between those guys.
Meanwhile, Chris Moses has improved to 7th. He's about to complete a lap here. The front runners are done, so it looks like Alex White will take the pole unless one of these other guys can pull a rabbit out of their hat here at the end. Moses has a pretty decent lap going, and he jumps up to P4. It's a nice finish for him.
Wow.
Alex Scott, not sure if he's going to get this in. It's going to be tight.
Yeah, it's important in these types of situations not to try to overdrive so much. Try to get to the line quickly, you know.
Ooh, and Scott gets it in and jumps up to 4th. Wow, great lap for Alex.
Yeah, great stuff by Alex Scott. Wow, that's a good feeling there right at the end of qualifying.
Wow, tremendous lap by him as Alex White takes pole. Not much of a surprise there. Andres Preto 2nd, Monroy 3rd. So pretty much a replay of season 21 in GT2, as those three were battling each other throughout much of the season last season. So.
Yeah, boy, there were some great battles in that GT2 class, so not too surprising. They'll have the opportunity to test each other again here, even in a fun event.
I was going to say, I'm surprised Greg Myers is not here, but lo and behold, he has shown up in Quali 2, so he'll be starting from the back. So, Brad, as we wait for some guys to join up, and then we'll go to the warm-up, and then off to the race. But Brad will. So 2 times fuel. Is it 2 times tires as well, or is it?
That's right, 2 times fuel and tires. So a little different here. They should be good to go over the course of a half hour. They will have to manage those tires a little bit toward the end of that stint, which is part of the process. But should be good to go on fuel. They'll need about 20 gallons if you're on the old Imperial scale there.
So we don't expect anyone to pit for tires or fuel then?
Nope. Just a good old-fashioned half-hour sprint race to see who comes out the victor.
Well, those are always fun and exciting, as we've seen in the past in our Super Pole events. Those 30-minute sprints are quite entertaining, so looking forward to that.
I'll jump down real fast there.
So while Brad is taking care of business with the guys involved in tonight's race, I should mention Andres Preto from Colombia, currently residing in Chile. I had the opportunity to meet up with Andre last week, about a week and a half ago. Andre, Lou Mascarelli. Andre was in town. He's looking to get his master's here in the States, so he was in the Boston area. That's where I'm from. That's where Lou Mascarelli's from, so he was in the area. looking at some schools, and we met up with Andre and Lou and Chris Parsons, Aaron Parsons' brother, Ezra, as he's known on the forum. So we all got together, went to a place called F1 Boston, and a kart racing facility in outside the Boston area. And I'll tell you what, it was quite a lot of fun. We had 5 races. No surprise, Andre won them all, but I did finish second to him at one point, and we had 140 lap double race that if it wasn't for Lou, I think I would have won that one. Lou had some problems with his car, brought out the red flag, which allowed Andre to close up all the time I had on him, and he managed to get by me. But all I gotta say is, lucky for Andre, he outweighs us by about 70 pounds, so otherwise it'd be a different ball game.
Well, I will say I heard chatter now of Lou having a very good shot at a win out there till he got bottled up by some slower traffic.
Yeah, we had a few races with some not so experienced drivers out there, about 12 other drivers. Don't get me wrong, there were some great drivers out there, but yeah, it was tough. I know Lou was giving Andre some pressure at one point, both him and Chris Parsons, but they got caught up in some traffic. So all in all, it was a good time. Had a few beers after the race in the lounge. Some good conversation. So it's great to meet Andre. He's a great kid. So it's really nice when you get to meet these guys you compete against for so long, when you can finally get to meet them in person.
Well, it's going to be very difficult to keep a position update in terms of points for our school guys here tonight. So unfortunately, we'll probably have to tally up those results for you. You have to jump on over to the website to check them out. We'll get all those up for you guys. And hopefully we'll commiserate a little bit here after the race tonight, and we'll try to do some prognosticating on who's going to end up where. But like I say, I hope everybody has fun tonight. Great to see the turnout. Thank you, Al. Thanks NAGP for allowing us to host and do our little deal out here.
Yeah, I know everybody's getting really antsy to get back to racing here, so just want to make sure that sign-ups are going to be posted soon. We're about ready to get going here again. Looking around the first week of December. I know we got the holidays and everything coming up, and so sit tight. We'll be back at it shortly. So, and I know everybody's really looking forward to it, as am I, as are you, Brad. So.
Well, this off-season fell at a difficult time, and that's going to happen sometime. But we'll be back at it directly.
So, what are your intentions in GT1 next season, Brad? You and Andre gonna team back up?
Yeah, I think Andres and I will team back up. That was part of the deal I signed with the Anger Motorsports to take the season off. I had to come back and team up for at least another season. So I think that I think we may go for something super sexy in the car pick category if we have the opportunity. So we'll see. We'll see what surprises are in store. And I take it that you'll be teaming up again with Moses. You guys started to put together some very fine results, especially toward the second part of that GT1 season.
Yeah, the second half for me was pretty good, actually. That final race was, we couldn't have had a worse track for our car, and it was the most grueling 3-hour race I've ever been a part of. I mean, it was complete torture at Circuit of the Americas, and we just could not compete with the guys up front the way we needed to try and win that championship. Basically, the season came down to Assen when both of us DNF there, and yeah, it's just it's the way things go. It's racing, you know. So unfortunately for us, that night was a bad night, and ultimately it cost us in the end. I think if one of us had managed to get some results there, we had some good pace. So I think if one of us had managed to get some results there, then we could have had the championship. But there's always this upcoming season.
Yeah, no doubt. Pretty horrendous Assen race with both you guys having some problems. Chris Moses with a monumental mistake. I think that championship does turn out quite a bit differently if you guys manage results out there.
Well, the warm-up here is about to be completed.
Yep, and as usual, should be noted that we will have random weather. So we had quite a downpour in one of our early practices. So it's a good thing that I think some guys had a little bit of practice out there in those types of conditions, because it's certainly possible. Those point deductions for running off track in those types of conditions could add up quickly. Don't know if you...
Oh, yeah, I was muted. Ah, well, what are you going to do? I'll ask you later. So, anyway, well, we're about to go racing here. And, well, from pole, Alex White will start first. Andres Prieto second. Juan Monroy third. Alex Scott with an impressive fourth. And Chris Moses is going to start fifth.
Rodrigo Triano will start 6th. Marty Urin showed up a little late, but will start 7th. Jaime Moore starts 8th. John Luden starts 9th. David Rowley starts 10th.
Matt Taylor 11th. Mike Trussler 12th. Jack Ivey 13th. Sergio Calderon 14th. And Johnny Lugnut's 15th.
Gup Douglas takes the 16th spot. Kreshnik Halili starts 17th. Dan Wilkerson's in 18th. Jonathan Cuppert starts 19th. And Thomas Schubeck in 20th.
Ratrix 21st, Kevin Miller 22nd, the mysterious Satanas 23rd, Lou Mascarelli 24th, Greg Myers 25th, and Salem Montgomery Jr. 26th, joining in late, but happy to have him racing here tonight. So Brad, what I was saying when I was muted, so are you going to review the replays and then tally up the points that way to see who goes off?
Well, I think we're going to have to tally up the replay. You know, we want to make sure that our graduate winner is the true winner. So, yeah, again, gonna have to stay pretty tight on these guys. You know, hopefully it's going to be an easy process. Nobody's going to have an off whatsoever, and so we won't have to worry about it.
Good luck with that. It's going to be a long night. Well, we're about to go green here from Hockenheim National. And our NAGP Driving School Ferrari Challenge race. And we're green. Alex White with a great start. Yeah, Juan Monroy with the whole shot about to, well, he got a run off on Andre. He's going to take that second spot as Andre runs way wide. Alex White leading the field at the, it looks like Moses got into the side of Monroy. Moses jumps up to third. I'm sure you didn't teach that in the driving school, Brad.
Now, Moses didn't happen to show up, Al, so we might have to schedule him in. summer class is to commence shortly.
So it looks like everybody's gotten through okay here. First half of this lap. Ooh! As Rally loses it, gets into the back of Matt Taylor. That's probably Rally going to pocket, most likely. No, it looks like he's going to keep going. Oh, we see a fender. Ooh. Oh, we lost somebody. Schubeck's jumped up to 19th. So it was a good first half lap, but Rally looks like he got a bit loose and collected a few guys.
Yeah, I think one of them was Matt Taylor, unfortunately, who was running so well. Had qualified very, very well as well. So a real tough luck for Matt Taylor. He's still in it and still fighting.
74-degree ambient temperature, 94-degree track temp. Mascarelli, ooh, John Luden. Looks like Luden got caught out. He's back in 21st, so tough start for Luden. As Mascarelli, big lurch going into one. Johnny Lugnut's back at 24th. Matt Taylor bringing it into the pit lane. Not a good way to start this race, unfortunately for Matt. So Alex White.
Yeah, had.
Go ahead.
Again, it started off so well for Matt Taylor.
So Chris Moses has fallen back to 5th. He was up to 3rd. Jaime Moore up to 6th. Jack Ivey with a tremendous start in 7th. Well, I'm not sure how Jack managed to get up so many positions.
You know, you got Mike Trussler, you got Jack Ivey up there, but also a guy I was keeping an eyeball on was, where'd he go? Gup Douglas has picked up the 11th position, and Sergio Calderon has moved up to the, now 13th position. Sergio starting right at the back of this grid, picking up some nice spots early.
On board with Mike Trussler, chasing down Alex Scott. Ooh, Alex Scott slow off that final corner. Trussler's going to get a run on Scott going into 1. It's going to be a tough move. He's not going to be able to get it done. Scott hangs on to that position. Good battle here for that 9th spot. Both these guys trying to catch up to Jack Ivey, who's leading them.
Yeah, a lot of good battles all the way around the track. This spec Ferrari here, so good showing by these guys.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Ivey putting in a strong run. He's picked up, he's actually gained some ground on Scott, and this guy's really not having an easy time here trying to reel Jack Ivey in. As Ivey's got it going on here tonight.
Yeah, so Jack Ivey currently leading that school class with an 8 right behind him, trying to reel him in.
Kreshnik Khalili has crawled up to the back of Mike Trussler. Kreshnik in the top 10.
Yeah, had a quick update there. Looks like Salem Montgomery Jr. has crawled all over the back of Sergio Calderon, who had made such a great start up to 12th. So Salem Montgomery Jr. looking to take over that spot.
So Jonathan Cuppert back at 22nd, Satanas 23rd, and Matt Taylor resumes out of the pits, rejoins in 24th. So tough break for Matt. Take a look back out front as Alex White continues to lead, as with Prato behind him and Juan Monroy in 3rd. That's your top 3. That's how they qualified. Marty Uren, meanwhile, has jumped up to the 4th spot. He's got Chris Moses behind him. Yeah,
that battle has been going on here the last couple laps. So Moses not looking to give up too much ground if he can help it.
Jaime Moore hanging on to the back of this battle as well. So we got a three-way fight for the fourth spot.
Yeah, I got another quick update on a battle going on between Gup Douglas and Krishna Khalili over the 10th spot. Those two lockstep over that top 10 spot.
So 7 through 11 is quite a close battle. On board with Gup Douglas now in 11. Ooh, we see a lot of tire smoke. Looks like Jack might have had a moment. This is going to be big for Jack. As you talk about pressure, he's starting to feel the pressure now from Scott and Tressler. Alex Scott really closing in on Jack under braking. Tressler, bit of wheel spin exiting that corner.
Well, see, Gup Douglas has gone off, come to some type of bad end. Not sure there at the little double apex hairpin there. So Gup Douglas back to 16th.
Ooh, Wilkerson takes it off as well. So not sure what happened there.
Oh, that smells like three-point deduction to me.
Well, John Luden's having a heck of a time trying to get by Liquid Lou in that 17th spot. John Ludden had a great qualifying session. However, as Johnny Lugnuts nearly gets into the back of Ludden. I can say from sim and real world experience, Lou does not make it easy to get by.
yeah, you do have that real world experience now too, Al. That's right.
Luden taking a look on Lou going into turn 2. Oh, it's gonna be close. It's like Lou with a bit of wheel spin. They bump, but Lou's gonna hang on to it. Well, Johnny Lugnuts now may have a run on Luden. What a battle here. Johnny gonna take a look. Keeps it tight. Looks like Luden's gonna have the advantage going in the next corner. Ooh, as these guys side by side continue to race side by side. And wow. Oh, as Luden hangs on to that spot. Wow.
So getting into the point of the race where already those tires are going to start to be needing some managing here at this point, Al. So something else for these guys to be aware of. The temperature has crept up just ever so slightly, but shouldn't be a problem as far as overheating goes. But something to keep an eye on. Another thing to keep an eye on is really at the front of this race. Now, Andres Prieto has started to gain back ground on Alex White, and really is just within a half second of him. Andres Prieto on a better pace than Alex White at the moment.
Well, we just witnessed Calderon and Raleigh doing battle. Calderon going a little too hot into turn 2 and got into the back of Raleigh, but Sergio gave Raleigh that spot back. So good sportsmanship there. Gup Douglas has moved up now to 15th. Ooh, as Mascarelli has lost it. And Schubeck, looks like Schubeck's going to park it. He's had enough. And that's probably Schubeck's left. Schubeck minus that deduction for the off. And do you get any deductions for being a poor sport?
Well, not going to collect you too many points without that finish, so that's going to make it tough. All right.
All right. Negative 10 for Schubeck. That's from me.
Well, while you're calculating that, I'll give you a quick update. Jack Ivey has managed to escape from Alex Scott's grasp here somehow by the tune of a couple seconds. So I'm not sure what happened there, but Jack Ivey looking very sharp, still in that 7th position and leading that school group at the moment. So on track.
Meanwhile, up front, Alex White holding a narrow lead over Andres Preto by just a couple tenths of a second. These two have checked out from the rest of the field. This race is supposed to go 22 laps. Not sure if it's going to go on laps or what time. Do you know, Brad?
I can't say, Al. I know that we've completed 7 laps, so we're working lap 8.
So Monroy in third. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say already nearing the halfway mark.
Marty Uran still fending off Chris Moses in 5th. That gap's...
Yeah, it's Jaime Moore.
That gap's about a second as Jaime Moore is really... He's really latched onto the back of Moses throughout the first part of this race, but those two have been pretty much running lockstep. I'll tell you what, the story tonight so far, Jack Ivey. Actually, this group here, Jack Ivey, Alex Scott, and Mike Trussler, as well as Krishna Khalili, as Montgomery has moved up to the 11th after starting from the back and hangs on to that spot. But Trussler remains on the back of Alex Scott as these 3 guys running a pretty solid race here tonight.
Yeah, they are, and so far it's been very clean and consistent laps by all those guys.
On board with Mike Trussler.
Well, I'm seeing some guys having those struggles at the rear like you were talking about, Al. And oh boy, there's quite a fight going on over the 10th position still. A 3-way battle here between Halili, Montgomery Jr. and Myers.
So we're on board with Greg Myers. Greg's the guy who's helped you out in the past as well in the driving school. Is that, if I'm not mistaken?
Oh, indeed. Yeah, and thanks to Gregory Myers, I think he's been a little bit busy. Hasn't been able to help out the last couple schools, but Greg has been a big help in the past, and thanks to him for all the effort he's put in.
So Montgomery looks like he's going to get a run on Halili. Halili's going to protect that inside. Ooh, it outbraked himself, gave the position to Montgomery, made it easy for Salem. So nice pass there by Salem, putting the pressure on Kreshnik.
Yeah, good heads-up driving by Salem as well.
Yeah, let's see if Salem's able to get away, but Kreshnik's going to look to answer here, but nope, not going to get it done. Salem, it looks like Salem's got a lap car ahead of him.
Yeah, and as you watch that battle, I'll give you a quick update here in the fight over the 5th position. Jaime Moore has really gotten up to Chris Moses now and is starting to put some pressure on, looking for that pass.
Just from watching this battle here with Kreshnik and Greg, as well as previous Salem and Kreshnik, looks like Kreshnik might be overdriving just a little bit, going into a lot of these corners too hot. Outbreaking himself. Looks like he's just going to need to settle down here and maintain his line. It's going to be tough to do. When you got a mirror full of competitor behind you looking to get by.
Boy, you're right about that.
So there's another Another example of that. So Kreshnik hanging on here. So Alex Scott has crept up a little bit closer now to Jack. A little bubble from Jack, and you know Alex is going to look to take advantage. I'll tell you what, last season Jack had some good, had a few good runs last season. I think he managed to score a few points, and which is big for him.
Yeah, absolutely right, Al. And like I say, Jack really had found a few things over the course of our classes, and he showed some marked improvement in terms of overall pace. Look, it's hard. I completely understand how difficult it is to try to find some of those extra tenths, or try to avoid losing, you know, a lot of tenths all at once. It's a tough situation, and all these guys, I think, deserve a lot of credit for even getting out there in the first place and trying to work on some of that stuff. And it's you know, we can all use it. I don't do anything different from any of the guys in the class. I'm always trying to tweak with stuff and find where I can pick up a little bit of time myself. So everybody can use help somewhere. That's for sure.
Now, in your class, what do you primarily focus on? Is it do you work on setup, or do you focus on just driving lines and patience and traffic?
Well, we do try to tailor it. Yeah, we do try to tailor it. So the instructors will get together with the guys that come in, and we'll kind of try to address what some of the major areas are, kind of ask them what they think some of the major issues they have that they want to improve on, and hopefully if we have enough instructors, the classes aren't too big, we can get a pretty good eyeball, watch these guys a bit, try to answer some questions as they drive around, and get a sense of what we're seeing, and then try to do some specific exercises to try to correct some of those things. You know, the goal is first to kind of become aware of what it is that we're doing out there on track, and then we can move on from there. Some guys a little further along, they're more getting into doing some setup work that'll help them out with that type of stuff too. But it's so important now to be able to really get a sense of what the car is doing underneath us, so we can really identify the things that we need to work on.
Well, that's great, Brad. I really, I know everybody who's takes part in the class, and me as well, really appreciate the effort you put in to help a lot of these guys, and I know they're really grateful for that. I think that's one thing.
Well, if nothing else,
I think that's one thing that you know, really it says something about the NAGP community as a whole. You know, that you know, everybody's willing to help each other out. You know, it doesn't matter how good you are or how slow you are, or whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, everybody's willing to lend a hand in whatever way they can to try and help their fellow driver on track.
well, and that's what has made NAGP so successful. I mean, as you know so well, it's a community atmosphere, and so without that, you know, we don't have the size of the grids or the great racing that we've got. So it's a community atmosphere first, and that's always been the focus. And as far as the school goes, you know, at least it gives us something to do during the off season, if nothing else. So it's a good time.
Well, I'll tell you what, whatever you've showed Jack this off season, whatever tips you've given him, I can tell you what, I've never seen Jack run such great lines, consistent lines. I mean, I don't want to put a curse on him. You know how the broadcaster's curse works here, but up to this point, Jack has been running a flawless race, and his car doesn't have a mark on it, and you know, that's just a testament to you guys, the guys guys who help out doing the school, and to the driver as well, who's taken that advice you guys have given him and put it to good use. So that's great.
Well, yeah, Jack Ivey is putting in a great run along with Alex Scott and those guys. But looking through the timing and scoring, I can see that some of these guys are taking advantage of some of these other points opportunities, looking for that school win. So, you know, should Jack Ivey or one of those guys finish off at the head of the class, so to speak, in this race, there are still points available for some of the guys that aren't. And I've been taking a look at those lap times, and somebody has exploded, Al. And I think the broadcaster's curse has caught up with Jack Ivey. Jack Ivey out of this race. Oh
my
no!
God.
You just crushed him with that curse, Al. That was wow.
What? You know, I hate to see that happen.
No.
I am sorry, Jack. Well, oh man, it's funny how that works. But you know, these are Ferraris, after all, and that's what they do. They blow up. So, tough break for Jack.
There's a good lesson in that too, because it just doesn't matter how much you prepare, how much speed you've got. You know, the fields are so tough around here, even with the school class, that you got to have some luck too. There's just nothing for it. So, tough night for Jack Ivey, but lesson learned. You know, you prepare the best you can, and let Lady Luck play her hand also.
Tough break is right for Jack. But meanwhile, up front, Alex White has. Last time we checked in, the gap between him and Andres was just a couple tenths. Now it's over 4 seconds. So, not sure if Andre had an issue or Alex just finding his stride and checking out. But Andre's running in second, Juan Monroy third, Uren fourth, and Jaime Moore has gotten past. Well, it looks like Chris Moses might be out of this race. I don't see him on track as Jaime Moore is fifth, Alex Scott sixth, Tressler seventh. Alili running 8th. David Rowley 9th. Sergio Calderon 10th. Gup Douglas 11th. Mike Greatrix 12th. Jonathan Cuppett 13th. Johnny Lugnuts 14th. Dan Wilkerson 15th. Yeah, I wonder what happened to Greg Myers as well. John Ludden 16th. Matt Taylor's in 17th. And that's it.
Yeah, we have had a bit of attrition in this race. For sure, a little bit more than I'd like to see. Of course, a couple school guys have gone out, which I really don't like to see. No fault to Jack Ivey's, of course, that time. But yeah, a little bit more than we'd like to see.
Meanwhile, this battle between Tressler and Alex Scott has remained unchanged, as these two have been tenths apart for this entire race. We saw Jack involved. He was leading both these two guys, but timely demise for Jack moved these guys up a spot.
Yeah, lockstep for sure, and is actually the best battle on track at the moment.
Cycling through here. Calderon in 10th. Gup Douglas starting to creep up on Sergio, who's Gupper in 11th. Mike Greatrix, some heavy damage to the front of his Ferrari. He's running 12th. Cuppet, Johnny Lugnuts. Looks like Lugnuts might go a lap down here momentarily.
Yeah, but Johnny not too far off of Jonathan Cuppet there in 13th, so just about a second off of that 13th position. Oh, that's not going to help.
So Liquid Lou is out as well. I don't see Lou on track. Check this timing here. Working lap, looks like lap 18.
Yeah, we're closing in on the completion of this race. I don't know what the time elapsed is at this moment, but we're quickly running out of laps.
Working 20, looks like 28 minutes.
So probably just a couple laps to go here for these guys. Interesting. I see a few guys out there with some cut tracks. Andres Prieto has a couple of them. So of course now running well off Alex White's times. And the times in general have gone way up. So that tire wear obviously playing a role out there. I have to say I didn't do a test to see exactly what the tire wear would get to, but that's just part of it. Got to deal with it.
Howdy, gentlemen.
Hey there, Chris.
Moses has graced us with his presence here tonight on the broadcast. Chris, what happened?
Oh, we had a bit of a mass electrical failure. About 6 to 8 of us all dropped at the same time. Must have snuck by you guys when you weren't looking.
Ooh, I did not notice
it
that.
Did.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, boy, totally missed that. That's a real shame. I was wondering where everybody had gotten themselves to. That puts a damper on things.
Yeah, I could just comment that the tire wear is a major factor, and engine health management is a major factor of these cars. I did not do enough preparation. Engine was almost dead at lap 5, so I had to back way off. So
well, we
might see a few more blow.
We were commenting on Jack Ivy's phenomenal run, and no sooner than we finished talking about him, his motor expired, so he went up in flames. See, I'm a little surprised we haven't seen anybody else blow up. But, yeah, that was...
Haven't seen anybody else...
That was a major talking point coming into tonight's race.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody else blow up, but there are some battles quickly coming together here with just a few laps to go. As David Rowley actually gets by Krishna Khalili. So Krishna Khalili may be having some of those motor problems, having to back off a little bit.
Ooh, nearly gets into the back of Rowley. Ooh, as Rowley takes the scenic route through that corner. He's going to give Khalili a run.
David Rowley. Yeah, David Rowley not part of the school, so no point deduction there for him. But Gup Douglas and also Sergio Calderon coming right together here toward the end of this race with just a lap or two to go.
Really close as Serge protects that inside line. Yeah, lap time's a couple seconds off everybody's best, so yeah. Tire wear is definitely an issue. Ooh, Gup gets into the back of Serge. Ooh.
That's a point deduction.
That is a huge point deduction there. So Gup gonna let... Oh, and then he backs into him for good measure, but that's going to allow Matrix to get by.
Oh, man.
Let's take a look out front here as the... Should be a... Uh-oh, what happened, Brad?
I see a third cut for Andres Prieto, or no timed lap anyway.
Well, if he got a black flag, he's going to have to serve it now.
Oh boy. Well, so Chris, you still around?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there's somebody going really slowly. I wonder if that's a... Oh, no, I think just letting them buck. So, a lot of tire wear out there, huh? I did see the lap times really kind of drop precipitously here.
I estimated for me about 40 wear by the end of the race.
Okay, well, that's about right.
White takes it. Prieto second. Monroy should take third here. And he does. As Marty Uran's going to take fourth. Good run for Marty. Pretty quiet night for him. He had Chris on his tail for much of the first half of the race until they all got discoed. Moore fifth. Mike Trussler, is he going to be able to get it done here in the last couple corners? It looks like he's going to get a bit of a run on Alex, but not going to, as those guys finished 6th and 7th. This is a good battle for those two guys all night. David Rowley, he should take 8th. Maybe not, as he took it off wide. He gets it back on track. He almost threw that spot away. Rowley's going to take 8th. Halili 9th. Looks like Greatrix is going to finish 10th. And Calderon 11th. So that's it. Your lead lap guys, Gup Douglas, Cuppet, Lugnuts, Luden, and Taylor all finish a lap down. Kind of surprised Luden finished so far back. Wasn't able to make up much ground. But, well, Alex White, your winner tonight. Pretty entertaining race, Brad, if I say so myself.
Yeah, well, it was definitely a fun event. It's too bad we did have the mass disconnection. That it really did kind of put a damper on things there that we didn't quite pick up. But yeah, it was a fun race, and I'd again really like to thank all these guys for coming out and giving it a run here tonight. It looks like we may have some adjustments to do. The next time we run one of these events, we'll make sure that maybe those tires don't wear quite so much. Make sure we take care of some of that stuff. But
hey,
in any event, thanks to all the guys for coming out.
Let's just say it added to the drama. But before we check out, we got Jack Ivey in the room here with us. Jack, we had just finished commenting about what a great job you were doing, and seconds later your engine expired. Tough break, but I must say you did put on quite a show. Great run there, holding off Alex Scott and Trussler. You had that spot.
You know, I got to blame my mechanics on this one, Al and Brad. They just weren't up to snuff tonight. But, after going to that extraordinary driving school at NAGP, I think I've learned a lot. And you know what? I think I can get up and race for some points this upcoming season.
Yeah, well, congratulations and for the fine running you did do, Jack. Thanks for coming out to the school. Thanks for participating in the race tonight. I hope you guys were able to have a little bit of fun, and just glad you're able to participate.
No, it was a great event, Brad. Thanks for putting it on. It gave us a chance to practice everything we learned at school. And again, I know I've thanked you a couple of times, but it's a great job you do. You take time out to teach us guys to get faster and get more competitive, and I think all the guys out there, I was watching Trussler and Scott as they finished the race up, and you know what, it pays off in kudos to go to the driving school. So guys, get out and join us.
Well, Jack, again, great job, and if you drive this upcoming season like you did tonight, there's no question you'll be in the points. So congratulations, Jack.
Hey, thanks guys.
Nice job. Hey, quick news from the pit lane. It appears that Andres Prieto did get that third cut, and the marshals had docked him 30 seconds, so he'll end up 4th in the final results.
Oh, so
bummer.
That moves Marty up into the podium position. So stunning turn of events here at the closing, at the end of this race. So, well, Brad, great job again. I know I mentioned it in the broadcast, but great work. Jack Ivey's proof of that, and Alex Scott as well, and there's a lot of these other guys. Put on a great show for everybody tonight, so great job, and thanks again. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and like I mentioned, Chris will be posting the sign-ups for the upcoming season very soon, so keep an eye out for that, GT1 and GT2, and we'll be back at it in the coming weeks. So, but in the meantime, keep an eye out for another fun race before we go live with the season 22. But until that time, we'll I want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight, and look forward for the to the upcoming season. Thanks, guys.